got this a month or so ago, and I've been very impressed with it. And in the course of flying it, I've busted a couple parts. That's what happens, you know, with these things. You buy them, you fly them, you break them, you fix them. That's part of the fun of it, is working on these. While I'm waiting on parts from Banggood, I thought I would do a little modification. And the way that these things are shipped, they look like this. The brushless PC board is strapped to the battery, which doesn't work if you want to change out batteries often. You want to charge a couple of batteries and be able to change them out and continue flying. It's a pain in the neck, you know, trying to slip that battery back in the strapping. So I thought I'd do a little mod on this, try to modify it like they have modified the earlier versions, and see if I can put these PC boards, there's two of them, put them in different places and change the location of the battery. Also, this helicopter seems to fly a little tail heavy, and I was thinking with some of these mods it might help that, pushing the battery a little further forward. So we'll see how it goes. You can see I've done a few little mods on it already. The flybar tends to strike the canopy or the tail. I don't know if you can see that, but the tail's got a little damage on it already. And this is a little mod that seems to help with that. Also, the tail protector is not long enough to really do the job. If you fly this thing in grass, the blade is going to hit the grass and it'll strip out that gear in the back there. Also, I've got a dirt road out front and a little bit of gravel on the road. Landing it, that tail will strike that gravel, and I've stripped out that back gear once already. Just simple things like that. Also stripped out the main gear once. I have crashed this thing, hard crashes, a number of times, and it really is durable. It really has taken a beating. It's a lot of fun to fly, but when you fly it, you will break it eventually, and part of the fun is putting it back together. So anyway, I've started pulling this thing apart. I'll show you the finished product here in a minute. So I have taken that secondary PC board. Brushless helicopter has another PC board that runs the brushless motor, and it comes strapped to the battery, like I said. And I've taken that and I've put it under, get over here in the light, under the mounting for the main PC board. I don't know if you can see that very well, but. And then I'm going to take that main PC board and I'm going to put it down on the frame where the battery used to go. Slip that underneath there. So I think you can see where I'm going with this. The brushless PC is under the old mounting board. The main receiver PC is now where the battery board was. Ouch. And now I'm messing with wires, how to wire this up properly. So you can see those connectors right there. That's the main power, is the very back one, and then the servos come out towards the front. And you have to bend those a little bit to make this work. So you carefully bend every one of those connector wires, prongs, so that it fits around that upper board. And it actually fits in there pretty nice. It's almost like it's made for it. It snaps right in between those two. And then I just used some two-sided tape. I like the two-sided tape, the heavy 3M stuff. It gives a little cushion also. I've got that under the receiver board, and I've also got it under the brushless board, holding it in place. I also wrapped that upper board with some electrical tape, some black electrical tape. That's why it's hard to see there. Okay, here we are a little further along, putting it back together. Here's the other side of it. Got it pretty well put back together. You can see I put on this metal plate. It's actually aluminum, little piece of aluminum, and to tie the battery to. I just kind of mock that up right now. And I've got a little distance between anything electronic. You don't want to short any of that stuff out. And I will put a little electrical tape on there too also, just to make sure. This is what that battery holder that I've been mocking up is going to look like. Top screws right in to the old PC board holders. In the bottom, I will put some that double-sided tape on the bottom and attach it that way. And there's the mod. Now you could do a lot with cleaning up the wires. I didn't want to get that carried away, but you could shrink wrap those. You could do a lot of stuff with them. But without messing with changing wires, I only had to unsolder one wire, solder it right back on after I untangled the mess. And there you have it. Ready to go. Body back on, hooked up. It linked, and it does want to fly. There you go. Mod's done. While I'm at it, I'll show you the other mod that I did on this. You see the fly bars are bent up to prevent the boom strikes. The other thing that I did was I extended this just using the original part. And if you can see that, I just had to cut it a little bit to fit around the tail motor. And using one original hole, I drilled out the others for all four of those screws that hold on the tail rotor, and extended that, changed the angle of it and extended it down, and now it's got a lot more room than what it had. Here, turn this around. A lot more room there than what it had. Easy little fix. Okay, there it is. Maybe I'll post one flying it as soon as I get the parts.